13 foods and beverages to avoid during pregnancy. One of the first things that people learn when they're pregnant is what they can't eat. Pregnant women need to ensure that their diet provides enough nutrients and energy for the child to develop and grow properly. They also need to make sure that their body is healthy enough to cope with the changes that are taking place. Certain foods should only be consumed rarely, while others should be completely avoided. Here are 13 foods and beverages to avoid or minimize during pregnancy. 1. High mercury fish. Mercury is a highly toxic component. It has no known safe exposure level and is most commonly present in dirty water. In higher amounts, it may be toxic to your nervous system, immune system, and kidneys. It may also cause serious developmental problems in children, with even lower adverse effects. As it is found in polluted seas, large marine fish can accumulate high levels of mercury. It is therefore best to avoid high mercury fish while pregnant and breastfeeding. High mercury fish that you want to avoid include shark, swordfish, king mackerel, tuna, marlin, Gulf of Mexico tilefish and orange ruff. It is important to remember, though, that not all fish are rich in mercury, only some varieties. Consuming low mercury fish during pregnancy is very healthy and can be eaten up to 3 times a week. This includes anchovies, cod, flounder, haddock, salmon, tilapia and trout. Fatty fish such as salmon and anchovies are particularly good choices, as they are rich in omega-3 fatty acids that are vital to your infant. 2. Undercooked or raw fish. Raw fish, particularly shellfish, may cause a range of infections. This may involve infectious, bacterial, or parasitic infections such as norovirus, Vibrio, Salmonella, and Listeria. Any of these diseases will only affect you, inducing dehydration and fatigue. Other diseases can be spread to your child with severe, or even fatal, effects. Raw fish can become contaminated during processing, including smoking or drying. The Listeria bacteria will be passed on to your baby through the placenta, even though you do not display any symptoms of sickness. This can lead to premature labor, abortion, stillbirth, and other severe health problems. It is strongly advisable to avoid fresh fish and shellfish, like certain sushi dishes. But don't worry, you'll love getting a lot of time after the baby is born, because it's better to feed again. 3. Undercooked, raw, and processed meat. Some of the same problems with raw fish also concern undercooked meat. Consuming undercooked or raw meat raises the risk of contamination with many bacteria or parasites, like Toxoplasma, E. coli, Listeria, Salmonella. Bacteria may endanger your baby's health, potentially leading to stillbirth or significant neurological disorders, including learning disability, blindness, and epilepsy. Although most bacteria are found on the surface of whole pieces of meat, other bacteria can remain within the muscle fibers. Any whole cuts of meat, such as tenderloins, sirloins, or beef, lamb, and veal, may be healthy to eat when not cooked all the way through. However, this happens only where the piece of meat is whole or uncut and is fully grilled outside. Cut meat, including meat patties, tacos, minced meat, pork and poultry, can never be eaten raw or undercooked. During processing or storage, these forms of meat can become contaminated with different bacteria. Pregnant women do not consume processed meat items until they have been reheated before hot steaming. 4. Raw eggs. Raw eggs can be infected with the bacterium of Salmonella. Symptoms of Salmonella infection include fever, nausea, vomiting, stomach cramps, and diarrhea. In rare cases, however, infection can cause cramping in the uterus, leading to premature birth or stillbirth. Foods that commonly contain raw eggs include lightly scrambled eggs, poached eggs, hollandaise sauce, homemade mayonnaise, some homemade salad dressings, homemade ice cream, homemade cake icings. Many commercial items containing raw eggs are made from pasteurized eggs and are healthy to eat. However, you should always read the mark to make sure it does. To be healthy, ensure that eggs are either cooked thoroughly or that pasteurized eggs are used. Save those super runny yolks and homemade mayo until after baby makes their debut. 5. Organ meat. Natural meat is a perfect source of a range of nutrients. These include iron, vitamin B12, vitamin A, zinc, selenium, and copper, all of which are healthy for you and your kids. However, it is not advised to eat too much animal-based vitamin A during breastfeeding. Eating too much preformed vitamin A, particularly during the first trimester of pregnancy, can lead to congenital malformations and miscarriage. While this is often associated with vitamin A supplementation, it is safer to limit the intake of liver-like organ meat at only a few ounces per week. 6. Caffeine. Pregnant women are usually recommended to restrict their consumption of caffeine to less than 200 mg a day. Caffeine is absorbed very rapidly and is readily absorbed into the placenta. Since babies and their placentas do not have the key enzyme required to metabolize caffeine, high levels of caffeine may build up. High consumption of caffeine during pregnancy has been found to limit fetal development and raise the risk of low birth weight during pregnancy. So keep an eye on your regular cup of coffee or soda and make sure that your kid is not exposed to too much caffeine. 7. Raw sprouts. Your option of balanced salads cannot be safe from rogue ingredients, either. Raw sprouts, including alfalfa, clover, radishes and mung bean sprouts, can be infected with salmonella. The damp atmosphere that seeds need to start sprouting is perfect for these types of bacteria, and it's almost difficult to wash them clean. For this cause, you are recommended to avoid raw sprouts altogether. However, once they have been baked, sprouts are healthy to eat. 8. Unwashed produce. The surface of unwashed or unpeeled fruit and vegetables can be infected with many bacteria and parasites. They contain Toxoplasma, E. coli, Salmonella, and Listeria, which may be obtained from the soil or from treating. Contamination may occur at any time during cultivation, harvesting, refining, storage, transport or retail. Many babies who are infected with the bacteria while still in their womb show no signs at birth. However, signs such as blindness or intellectual disability can arise later in life. When you are pregnant, it is very important to minimize the chance of contamination by properly washing with water, peeling or frying fruit and vegetables. Keep it up as a good habit after baby arrives. 2. 9. Milk, cheese, and fruit juice unpasteurized. Fresh milk, unpasteurized cheese and soft ripened cheese can contain a number of harmful bacteria, including Listeria, Salmonella, E. coli, Campylobacter. The same refers to unpasteurized juice, which is often susceptible to bacterial infection. These diseases may all have life-threatening effects for an unborn child. The bacteria either be naturally occurring or caused by infection during collection or storage. Pasteurization is the most efficient way to destroy any dangerous bacteria, without modifying the nutritional content of the products. To decrease the chance of infection, eat only pasteurized milk, cheese and fruit juice. 10. Alcohol. It is recommended to fully stop drinking alcohol while pregnant, as this raises the risk of miscarriage and stillbirth. Even a tiny dose will adversely affect the growth of your child's brain. Drinking alcohol during pregnancy can also cause fetal alcohol syndrome, which includes facial deformities, cardiac defects and intellectual disabilities. Since no alcohol content has been found to be healthy during breastfeeding, it is advised to prevent it entirely. 11. Junk foods processed. You should start consuming nutrient-dense foods during pregnancy, including calcium, folate, choline, iron and nutrient-dense foods to support both you and your developing little one. An ideal pregnancy diet schedule should consist mostly of whole foods, with plenty of nutrients to satisfy your needs and the needs of the infant. Generally speaking, refined fast food is low in nutrients and rich in calories, sugar and added fats. Although some weight gain is appropriate during breastfeeding, several complications and illnesses have been associated with unnecessary weight gain. These include an increased risk of gestational diabetes as well as complications from pregnancy or birth. Stick to meals and snacks such as whole grains, beans, and starchy vegetables that focus on protein, vegetables and fruits, healthy fats, and fiber-rich carbohydrates. Do not worry, without sacrificing taste, there are lots of ways to sneak veggies into your meals. 12. Energy drinks. Energy drinks are not recommended during pregnancy as they may contain high levels of caffeine, and other ingredients not recommended for pregnant women. 13. Foods containing excess sugar. In general, foods that are high in refined sugar such as chocolate, cakes and biscuits should be avoided during pregnancy as you need to be focusing on nutrient-rich foods instead. It's important to avoid foods and beverages that may put you and your baby at risk when you are pregnant. While most foods and drinks are perfectly safe to enjoy, some should be avoided, such as raw fish, unpasteurized milk, alcohol, and high mercury fish. Plus, to promote a healthy pregnancy, certain foods and beverages such as coffee and foods high in added sugar should be limited. It's best to consult your doctor if face any problems during pregnancy. Thank you for watching. Give your thumbs up if you liked this video. If you want more health tips and tricks, you can subscribe to the channel.